home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. 710 ESPN, the radio home of the purple and gold, and the home of Lakers talk.
What a battle in Game 3 as the Lakers and Timberwolves went blow for blow to the final possession.
Luka drives into the front court, got it to LeBron. Austin left open for three. No good, and the Wolves win. He got a look. And Michael, I don't think the Lakers thought they would ever get that good of a look.
Wednesday night in Game 4, the Lake Show will be back home at Crypto.com, fighting for their playoff lives.
But the Wolves win it 116, 113. They lead the series 3-1.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Lakers talk is on. Here's Andy Kamenetsky.
What is up, Laker fans? Lakers talk. Andy Kamenetsky, ESPN LA 710. Thank you, as always, for being here, even during these very dire straits for the Lakers. They are down 3-1 in their opening round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The entire weekend took place in Minnesota. The Lakers entered the Twin Cities, split at one apiece. They are now down 3-1. Lot to get into, whether we are talking about Game 4, 116-113 heartbreak loss, some controversy involving the referees, some controversy involving J.J. Redick, and a unprecedented decision of how to handle the second half of a playoff game, like quite literally unprecedented. It is not hyperbole to state it that way. Where do the Lakers go from here? Can they find a way to pull off the seemingly impossible? I believe John Ireland said earlier, 5% statistically in terms of teams that have managed to pull this off. It does help that among the 5% is LeBron James. So he does at least have lived experience that this is possible. 877-710 ESPN. Obviously, we want to be hearing from you today. But before we get into everything, I want to introduce a really special guest from Huntington Beach. He is here because he was generous enough to bid, I'll say it because it was public record, over $1,300 for the opportunity as part of the Children's Hospital Los Angeles, the silent auction that we are doing, helping raise money for CHLA. The opportunity to co-host Lakers Talk with me. Brett Baird, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Oh, actually, I'm not going to lie. Funchy will bear witness that I'm telling the truth. I went to Corporate Greg when we were doing this drive for this auction for Children's Hospital LA. And I saw some of the items up for bidding. Mm-hmm. You know, all these different interning for a day at 710 ESPN, Sports Attic and memorabilia tour with Travis Rogers, all these different things we were offering. And I said to Bergman, and I checked with Funch, he said it was cool. I'm like, if you want, auction off co-hosting Lakers Talk with me, and we can put that in there, try to raise more money for Children's Hospital. Bergman's like, awesome, cool, I'll let everyone know. The minute I said that, I thought to myself, holy bleep. What if nobody bids? What if nobody bids at all? Like, I mean, within 30 seconds of offering this to Greg, I was like, what if I will be clowned on for the rest of my time at this station if quite literally nobody bids? So you may be grateful for being here, Brett, but I am extremely grateful to you for helping me avoid just complete humiliation.
And also, we were hoping that we were going to beat the Blue Review, too.
Oh, yeah, I actually...
we wanted to beat the Blue Review.
Well,
that's all.
Was that accomplished? I don't know.
Oh, Brett, you smoked the Blue
Okay.
Review.
Smoked it.
Good. That's what we're looking
Smoked. Yeah, whatever, Parker. Smoked. Look at Parker back there. Smoked, sir. Better try harder next time. But yes, thank you
honestly,
very
when I
much.
was looking at, and there's a lot, you guys had a lot of cool stuff on there for auction. But to me, this was the one. This was the one for me. I'm just a Laker guy, so I zeroed in on this one pretty early.
Okay, we're going to get into a lot of your history with the team, what made you such a fan, but just break down a little bit of the nutshell version of this. How did you end up becoming, because for those not watching on YouTube, you are decked out in Laker gear. You told me about a certain color you do not own. Like, this is...
Got the shoes, too.
Got the shoes. This is like real lifeblood stuff.
I didn't see the kicks. What kind of kicks you rocking?
I got the purple gold kicks.
You
man.
can put them up on the
Little
console
Jordan,
for
could you put up
DeAndre
here?
to see.
Check it out.
Oh, okay. All right. There's some clean
All right.
kicks.
That's pretty nice. Thanks, man.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm a diehard man. I think I mentioned to you, I was like, this is my team. I don't have a diehard team. I follow other sports, but the Lakers are my team. And I just, since I was a kid, watched them in the 80s, Celtics-Laker battles in the 80s, it solidified that whole hatred for the Celtics, love for the Lakers. And, I've been a season ticket holder for 27 years. So yeah, it's kind of a long time fan for me.
So have you been in the building before when they've won championships?
Yeah, so I was at the Game 7 when Kobe, jumped up on the scores table. I was at that game.
2010 against the Celtics.
Yes, which was the redeeming one from the year before, which was huge because, I had to be there for that one. But I was at the game where Ori hit the three.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, where he hit the one against, the Kings.
Yes.
And then had the Shaq lob. I was at that game, too, against Portland. When I
Dude.
thought, I thought that game was done, and they made a huge comeback. That was an incredible game. Yeah, so I've been to some good ones, for sure.
Okay, first of all, let's just use that Game 7, because that is one of those, the Game 7 Western Conference Finals 2000 against the Portland Trailblazers. I was not there, but that is one of those I remember where I was when it happened. Just like, by the way, the Ori shot and then the Game 7 of that Western Conference Finals 2002 against the Kings. Also remember where I was 2010, that championship. I was actually covering the team. Mm-hmm. But, those are some incredible moments, and 2000 in particular, one of the epic comebacks in NBA history. So something to bear in mind as the Lakers look to undertake the impossible. How are you feeling right now?
Well,
be honest.
Yeah. If I'm being completely honest, it's not looking good. Definitely not looking good. Stranger things have happened. I'd want to say that they're going to pull it out. I just have my concerns that probably won't be the case, unfortunately.
Are you surprised by where they're at right now? How did you been feeling heading into this series?
You know what? Honestly, I am surprised. I guess I shouldn't be because they are Minnesota's a problem. Especially defensively, we've realized that really quickly. And not that I didn't know that going in, but I didn't realize how good they were they were on defense and were able to shut a lot of things down that we want to do. So. That is a little surprising, and the fact that it never really felt like the Lakers have kind of ever been in a controlled situation at all in this series. It's just been, Minnesota's kind of put it to them the whole series.
Yeah, over the course of 16 quarters, Minnesota has, without question, been the better team.
Yep.
The fourth quarter in particular, I want to say it's 106 to 59 or something like 106 to 69, something like that the Lakers have been outscored by the Wolves. And in particular, the offense in the fourth quarter for the Lakers has just been anemic.
Yeah, it's been brutal for sure. Yeah, that can't happen. That's winning time, as you know, Andy. You got to get it done in winning time.
Well, it's also, too, an 877-710-ESPN if y'all want to weigh in. 877-710-ESPN. Brett and I are going to be taking your calls between now and 8 o'clock. Obviously going to react to everything that's been going on in this series, react to Game 4, get into what the Lakers can do to try to just truly is a one game at a time type situation. You can't think of it as 3 games in a row.
Yep.
You got to think of it as win Game 5 at home, steal 1 on the road, then you go back Game 7 in your building with some momentum. It's the only way you can possibly think about it without seeming insanely overwhelming.
Yep. That's what you definitely have to take that approach. I'm just I'm a little worried that they could get to that point, but I hope they can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we all do. And look, they have played at times this series, I think, tight. Like they entered the fourth quarter of Game 4 on Sunday, which we are definitely going to talk about. A lot of controversy in Game 4 in terms of officiating, controversy involving J.J. Redick's, again, quite unprecedented decision to play 5 guys, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, the entire second half. Like that, in the play-by-play era, which I believe is considered like 96, 97 on, when they first started keeping track of this, to the best of anybody's knowledge, that has never happened before. In a lot of playoff games between 1996 and 1997 and now, Brett.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know. I mean, I mean, it's definitely unprecedented, but it's one of those things like I could see why they needed to win that game. I understand. I mean, it's obviously we look back at it now, it doesn't look like a good decision, but if they would have somehow pulled that game out, we would not be having the same narrative.
You're definitely correct about the narrative. Like the narrative would be different just because at the end of the day, as Brian Windhorst liked to say, winning means never having to apologize.
Right.
And you don't have to apologize after a win anyway.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie. I did not like it in the moment.
Yep.
Like from a process standpoint, I didn't like it. I understand what JJ was thinking, but coming up next, I'm going to get into why I did not like it and what I think are the potential ramifications from it. 877-710-ESPN. If you want to weigh in, Brett Baird and I are going to be taking your calls. This is Lakers Talk. Andy Kamenetsky, ESPN LA 710.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Los Angeles, game day is here. Whether you're watching courtside or couch side, fuel up with the fire-grilled flavor of El Pollo Loco. Their famous fire-grilled chicken marinated in citrus and spices cooked over an open flame. It's the perfect play for your taste buds. From their fan-favorite chicken tostadas to fire-grilled family meals that feed your whole squad, El Pollo Loco has you covered. Get in the game with El Pollo Loco because great flavor is always a slam dunk. El Pollo Loco. Order today at elpolloloco.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
All the latest surrounding the Lake Show, right here on Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
LeBron James has been down 3-1 before in the playoffs and knows what it takes to battle back.
Obviously, you don't think about winning 3, you think about just getting the next one. And that's the only thing that matters because if not, obviously the offseason begins. So, it's all about Wednesday, I believe. So that's what's important.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Now back to Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, ESPN LA 710. We are reacting to the Lakers being down 3-1 in their opening round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Game truly must win. I know John Ireland loves to debate the, semantics and literalism of must win, but even John agrees. Brett Baird. Brett, by the way, joining me on Lakers Talk. He was the top bidder in the Children's Hospital Los Angeles silent auction that the station had to co-host Lakers Talk. I am incredibly flattered that you did this, Brett, and really having a good time with you here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, this has been great so far. I'm really enjoying it, so thank you.
The Lakers are obviously down 3-1, and in particular, there has been a lot of conversation about J.J. Redick's decision to play the same 5 guys for the entire second half of the Lakers' 116-113 loss to the Timberwolves. Here's what J.J. had to say regarding that decision. It is, let's see. It is not reacting, so we'll get to J.J.'s comments in just a second. I'm going to get into Brett and my thoughts on exactly, at least in my opinion, what I didn't like about it. But let's take a couple calls first. Start with Jose in the OC. You're on Lakers Talk with Andy and Brett. What's up, Jose?
How you doing, bro? Man, I love the show.
Thanks, man.
Hey, diehard Laker fan, man. I wish LeBron would not have taken that 3 with those seconds left. He should have took some more time off the clock, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate the call there, Jose. It was a rushed shot, but it also, this gets to part of what I didn't like about JJ's decision to play all those guys without rest. It was one of many offensive sequences, Brett, that felt to me like fatigue setting in. And fatigue can affect your decision-making in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, so, I mean, I could see that from a certain standpoint, but see, when I was watching the game live, it would seem like Luka was definitely gassed. I could tell. Yeah. Yes, he was taking it down the court. And then you got a bunch of guys standing around the perimeter waiting for him to, kick it out to him. And it could have been fatigue, I guess. Obviously, you play a lot of minutes. It's going to do that, too, especially you get mental aspect, too. But I don't know. It just at the time, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But, of course, looking at it now, it's easy to say that now. Like, hey, they probably should have got a couple subs in.
Chris in San Pedro. You're on Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky and Brett Baird. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. I love the show. But
thanks, man.
I was going to ask, why is Bron not speaking up? Because I feel like this is another Darvin Ham situation where he didn't say anything, as it was happening. And then right now we have a short rotation, even 3 weeks before the playoffs. And now we're kind of like, the problem is like culminating right now.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the call, Chris. JJ's rotation hasn't been this short.
Correct.
Like during the remainder of the regular season. I mean, most coaches pare down their rotation.
Sure.
But heading into this series, he had been giving Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith at the time coming off the bench. I think moving forward, he's going to be starting. I would be stunned if Jackson Hayes,
I agree,
who was benched in the second half. Frankly, I don't think he's going to play the rest of this series.
Probably not.
But DFS, Gabe, Jordan Goodwin, and Vando, the Banshees, as JJ likes to call them. Great nickname. By the way, if you haven't seen it, Dan Wojcicki for the LA Times covers the team, has a great profile of the Banshees and like the spirit and how that came about.
Oh, nice.
Definitely check it out.
Cool.
But like, it's really only been in the playoffs that the rotation has become this like extreme and shortening.
Yeah, and like you said, everybody does that. They tighten it up in the playoffs. You know that going in, right? But this seems a little more extreme. I'll give you, and honestly, I think JJ's done a pretty good job all season. I mean, he didn't know what to expect. He's a brand new coach, but I think in the playoffs, he wants it so bad, you can tell. So that's one of those things where he's trying to go with his guys that he can count on. He knows, but I'm wondering if he's trying too hard and not going with what he did in the regular season.
I think you hit on something great there, Brett, in terms of like the idea of a guiding force behind JJ making what I think is a very extreme decision. Mm-hmm. And like it's extreme even if you like it. Just like it's literally never happened before in postseason history, which means by definition that is extreme. I would understand it if they had been tied or even down.
Yep.
I would understand it because at that point you are proactively trying. I mean, you're trying to avoid going down 3-1 regardless, but you are proactively trying to fix what is going wrong to get yourself a lead, but you're up 10 and you're 36 hours removed from a game with one guy, LeBron, who's 40, another guy, Luka, who had been just puking his guts out with food poisoning or whatever the hell it was. Mm-hmm. Luka in particular looks gassed. And I don't think any of the guys that theoretically would have taken one of their spots for a couple minutes, Jordan Goodwin, Vando, Gabe Vincent, depending on what you wanted from any of those three, taking a minute or two from Luka, taking a minute or two from LeBron, whatever. I don't think any of them had played badly enough in Game 4 to do something like JJ did that feels like I do not trust you.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best argument is the fact that they did have that 10-point lead going in the fourth. That's a great opportunity to get those guys in there. But then I think the other challenge that they run into is, if you got a guy come and play in 1 or 2 minutes, it's hard for them to get a rhythm.
Sure.
So they got to play more than just a couple minutes. So that, to your point, if they have that 10-point lead, you have a little more of a leeway there. That's your good opportunity to get those subs in so they can kind of try to get something. But I can see if it was a lot tighter, I can understand why he wouldn't.
No, if it were tighter, I would completely understand. Like whether it's the decision I would have made or not, I understand it more. Like I understand JJ's thought process regardless. It just seems like an extreme and frankly kind of panic move.
Yeah, and I think, at the end of the day, he is a rookie coach. Let's just be honest. He's, I think, like I said before, I think he's done a heck of a job most of the season.
I do too.
But I understand the questions here, and he's kind of, trying to figure this out. But I think his motivation, you can't question. The guy wants to win for sure.
But, I think you hit on something interesting, Brett, when you said he wants this so badly. And I think wanting it so badly can maybe lead to squeezing it a little too tight. Like kind of like, remember you talked about 2010 being at that game when the Lakers beat the Celtics. Kobe admitted afterwards the magnitude of, and Kobe was at the time as been there, done that a player as anybody in the league.
Yep.
Kobe even admitted the magnitude of that, like taking out the Celtics, redeeming ourselves from 2008, not wanting to be the guy that lost to the Celtics twice. Like, it overwhelmed him.
Yeah, and he did not have a good shooting night that night. But what he did was, he got, 14, 15, 17 rebounds?
I think he had 15 rebounds, so he defended his ass off.
Yes, and he obviously could, contribute in other ways, but he was pressing. You're totally right, because I remember seeing at the game, he wanted so bad, and he was pressing. So he was not shooting well.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm going to see if you remember this just because you're somebody that was in the building. During that game, something happened that I've never seen. I was at a lot of Kobe's games. Something I've never seen happen before. Usually when Kobe goes to the line, what does the crowd chant?
MVP. Yep.
That game, they started chanting Kobe.
Oh,
Kobe.
interesting.
Like almost like trying to remind him who he was. Like you're Kobe Bryant.
Don't forget.
It's okay. Like you're gonna be. You're Kobe. Like I had never seen that before, but they were actually chanting his name as opposed to MVP.
That's interesting. You remember that. I don't remember that specifically, but I could see that because, it was out of character for him for sure.
Alonzo in Bellflower. You're on Lakers Talk. What's up, Alonzo?
Hey, thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Yep.
So my optimism, man, it'd be great if we can, win 3 in a row, but we're too small. And this is the playoffs, man.
I appreciate the call there, Alonzo. This gets to Brett, a reason that I would like to see JJ expand the rotation a little bit more, in particular with Vando. I think Vando could be more helppful with Ant or with Jaden McDaniels. He hasn't been employed really defensively on either one of them, and I don't quite understand why.
That's true, because he even got it into in the regular season. I remember him and Ant got into it and got into his head. I was at that game, the home game, where Ant threw the ball in the stands, and Vando was in
you were at that game.
I was at that game, and Vando was in his head. Yeah. And I don't, that was a different game. I get it. But hey, give it a shot, right?
But also, too, beyond I think he could be helpful that way, if you're taking Jackson Hayes seemingly out of the rotation, and I get it, he has been really ineffective.
No question.
But if you're taking him out of the rotation and you're not playing Vando more than like 8 minutes, then you really start becoming very small. Like I thought heading into this series, like this is going to be an interesting test for how much the Lakers' lack of conventional size doesn't matter. But I was thinking about it in terms of Hayes playing at least 15-ish minutes a night and Vando playing at least 15-ish minutes a night.
Sure.
With those two playing as little as they are, the Lakers really do, at that point, I think, become problematically small.
Yeah, and I know they try to throw Rui at the bigger guys sometimes, and he does his best he can. But Vando's a different animal with as far as like defensively. So I would like to see him be used more, and I don't know why that has happened.
Michael Thompson had a spectacular idea for Vando. Vando should be starting over Jackson Hayes right now, so we can put Vando on Jaden McDaniels the whole game.
I would sneak preview for tomorrow's Locked On Lakers, available 5 days a week everywhere you get your podcast.
Only 25 minutes in.
Well, I've got a very special guest. Of course. I had to give Brett his shine before I went into my shameless self-promotion using somebody else's airwaves. But Locked On Lakers, available 5 days a week everywhere you get your podcast, Monday through Friday, always free, never behind a paywall. And for the sickos who like to watch, there's a YouTube component. We've already recorded tomorrow's show, and one of the things that I mentioned in what I'd like to see as a potential adjustment for Game 5, I would like to see Vando, if not on Ant more, on Jaden McDaniels more. I like he has even acknowledging Vando hasn't been on anybody a lot because he's not playing much. Mm-hmm. When you break down who he's been on those two very little. I don't understand it.
Yeah, to me, he matches up better with Ant. I'd rather have him on Ant personally.
Sure,
yeah, because Ant's a nightmare, right. And I'd say Vando's probably our best defender when it comes to one-on-one defense with a guy like that, in my opinion.
No, I would prefer it on Ant, but if it's not going to be on Ant, go at the next closest guy in terms of who profiles physically. Sure. I think matching up against Vando, and also who's been causing the Lakers a lot of problems.
See, the problem is, though, when you add Vanderbilt, you throw him on a guy like Anthony Edwards. He's got to guard him 94 feet, what Vanderbilt loves to do. He doesn't pick up guys full court, which we have not seen that much this series when he utilizes that. As far as his energy, picking up guys, making them work, we have not seen that this series. But the reason why we don't see him on Anthony Edwards or Jaden McDaniels because he has to be in the paint and he has to rebound because they have no size. So you put in a smaller ball lineup and LeBron James out there guarding the perimeter too, switching off. It makes it hard because you're going to give us second chance points, which the Lakers have been doing a lot.
I mean, hopefully you could at least find some ways to disrupt what they're doing. Like there's no perfect way to do it, DeAndre. I think the point you're raising is valid. Like in terms of what they lose with having Vando further from the basket, but maybe you can at least bleep up a little bit more away from the basket, mess up what they're doing, put everyone else in a better position for a rebound.
Is it more that they don't? I don't think it's more that they don't trust Vanderbilt as far as defensively and rebounding. I feel it's more offensively. As far as he doesn't bring much offensively. So what J.J. Redick is doing is like, okay, I'm going to stick with these guys because they can give me something offensively, but they also can give me something defensively as well.
Yeah, Vando has not helped his cause to get minutes of the offensive side. No question.
He has not. But I mean, the Wolves have managed to get by with Rudy Gobert being arguably as bad offensively as Vando.
But you got to guard him on the roll because he's effective on the roll.
Okay. Coming up next, I want to get into a little bit about with Vando, like if there are ways that they could implement him a little bit more just to make him have some type of utility offensively, even just like a little bit to help try to put him out there more, because I do think they could use him defensively, or if they should say, screw it, we'll deal with the offense. We need more help defensively. Figure out ways to approach this. 877-710-ESPN. If you want to weigh in, we'll be taking more of your calls. Andy Kamenetsky, Brett Baird, Lakers Talk, 710 ESPN.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, and I quote, "Inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them." End quote. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
If someone is telling you something, good, bad, or anywhere in between, they care about you. They care about what's happening to you. You're going to be a part of what they're going to do moving forward. The second they're like, "No, man, you're fine," and they just disengage,
why is he on my ass all the time?
Because he cares, because he wants you to play better.
It's Trav and D-Far. Back tomorrow after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
This is Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky on 710 ESPN.
With Game 4 coming up on Wednesday night, Luka knows it's do or die from here on out.
Yeah, it's a fun challenge, and we should have extra motivation, to win these next 3 games. It's going to be very hard. Every possession is going to matter. We got to go 100% no matter what.
It's the home of the Lake Show and the home of Lakers Talk.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Back to Andy Kamenetsky.
I think Laker fans would like to keep forgetting about this weekend. Game 3 and Game 4, the Lakers fall. They're now down 3-1 in their opening round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Andy Kamenetsky here with special guest Brett Baird, the top bidder in the Children's Hospital Los Angeles silent auction that ESPN LA was doing to help raise money for CHLA. Really excited to have Brett here. First of all, you've been deemed, or I guess named in the Lakers Talk YouTube comment section. Everyone's calling you Beto's brother, Bretto.
I can't stop laughing at that, too.
I'll take that. Why not? Why not?
Bretto Baird.
Yeah.
Also, Jose Garcia in the comment section and Dude and Slow on Twitter have pointed out, why does Brett sound like George Sedano?
Interesting. Really?
I can hear it.
Really?
I can actually hear it.
Okay. All right.
There's some.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, George.
See if we can find maybe a little bit of Sedano's sound. We can go side by side. Brett versus George.
Yeah.
Brett is a lifelong Laker fan to the point where you told me before the show, before we get into are there ways to use Vanderbilt, get more into JJ Redick's decision to play all guys 24, same 5 guys 24 minutes. Get into the refs admitting, our bad. Very critical moment. The last 2 minutes report came out for yesterday's game, and it will provide Lakers cold comfort at best. But you told me something about your wardrobe in terms of your Laker fandom.
Yeah, this is one of those things that my buddies think I'm crazy, I think, a little bit. But I told you, man, I am like, when those Celtic Laker games in the 80s, man, that just was the battles every single year. It felt like they were going back and forth. And so I can't help but hate the Celtics. I just can't stand them. So I do not wear. I'm not ever wearing green in my wardrobe ever under any circumstance.
You do not possess a single item of green clothing.
Zero green. St. Patrick's Day, I don't care. Ain't happening, man. No way it's happening. No green for me, man.
Salute.
Yeah. I appreciate it. That's just how I roll, man.
I mean, I consider myself a pretty big Laker diehard, but I own some green. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's a part of me that goes, "It ain't that." Like, I know I'm not rooting for the Celtics when I wear my green, but
of course,
yeah, that's real.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's deep hatred. What can I say, man?
I don't think anybody listening feels like you need to explain it. I don't think anybody's asking you to justify yourself, Brett.
Yep.
So we were talking a little bit before. I want to get to a few more calls, 877-710 ESPN. But the question of playing Vando a bit more or finding ways to expand the rotation, period. Yep. Like, it's even if the Lakers manage to win on Wednesday, Game 5, stretch this to a Game 6, maybe stretch it all the way to Game 7, pull off the seemingly impossible. LeBron has overcome a 3-1 deficit before. So if anybody knows it's possible, it is LeBron. But if you're thinking about this big picture, or I think even small picture, you've got to get more out of this rotation.
No doubt.
You've got to find more ways to use guys. DeAndre, do you think there are ways to use Vando, if nothing else, as just more of like a screener, like a DHO guy, like just find ways to use some physicality with him, if not necessarily shooting? I mean, he's like a decent passer off the short roll and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know Lakers do a lot of action with like Jackson Hayes. He catches the ball at the top of the key, gives a little dribble handoff to either LeBron or Luka. They kind of turn the corner, and then that's when the roll happens. Maybe throw Jared Vanderbilt in a short corner somewhere, whether that way it's a little bit more spacing. But he's got to be, if he does catch in the short corner, he's got to make a quick decision, whether he's going up or he's passing out immediately and then re-screen. It's just got to be more fluid movement if you're going to have guys like that, instead of just having guys just stand around the perimeter and watching one guy go one-on-one.
Yeah, I totally agree. That they got to do something different, because this recipe hasn't seemed to work so well. And I think you got to try something else. It's just not working right now.
Yeah, in particular, down the stretch of games, and like I said before, I don't have the number in front of me. I'm looking to find it, but the Lakers have been, I want to say, outscored something like 106-59 in fourth quarters in this series.
That's amazing.
And it's amazing in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
But you're seeing like just this devolving into extreme iso ball, extreme lack of ball movement. Mm-hmm. I went over the fourth quarter from the Game 4 loss, and I knew that the offense had gotten stagnant, but rewatching it was like, God damn, man. They are not moving the ball at all.
Yeah, definitely. See, to me, I don't know. I think LeBron has to assert himself more, in my opinion. I mean, I know Luke is the guy and he's bringing it up and all that, but LeBron has to demand the ball. He's got to get the ball at the free throw line or free throw line extended and try to create, get to the rim, get into the tee. And he actually shot a ton of free throws yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
So, and he shot at a decent percentage, which, he needs to demand it and take control a little more in that fourth quarter. I mean, because quite frankly, what do you have? Would he have two shots? I think he had
2 shots.
2 shots. Missed a layup and missed a 3, right? But so he
barely touched the ball. The entire fourth quarter.
But that's a problem. I think if that ain't happening with Ant, right? Ant's demanding the ball. He wants it at the end, winning time, game time. He wants the ball. You got to have your stars do that at the end of game, especially in crunch time and in winning time, in my opinion.
JJ in Belmont Shores, you're on Lakers Talk. What's up, JJ?
Hey, Andy. How are you, buddy?
Good,
hey,
man.
Bretto.
Hey.
Listen, last night I called. I talked to Michael Thompson, and I brought up that they looked not fresh in the fourth quarter when it was 103-103 the game before, and they only scored 1 point. And I said, Michael, why don't they bring in, and I went extreme, Alex Lynn to foul. He's got 6 fouls. Let him go at it. And my point was, last night going into the fourth quarter, they were up by 10. If they brought in Lynn and he fouled a couple times, guess what? That 2 minutes or 3 minutes of play time turns into 10 minutes of real time.
Interesting theory, yeah.
I appreciate the call there, JJ. I think you have to find ways to give a little bit more time to either Gabe Vincent or Jordan Goodwin, who I actually think has been good in games 3 and 4, particularly game 3. I thought he played very well. Like, I feel like if I'd had to choose one, like only one guy, let's say for whatever reasons, only one guy who would have been in at the top of the fourth quarter, probably for Luka, because I think he looked the most gas. Maybe you give Luka like a minute and a half break, LeBron a minute and a half break. I think Jordan Goodwin would have been fine.
Yeah, I think JJ wants to lean more towards Goodwin because offensively he's not as big of a problem like Vando is, and he can make open shots typically if he from the corner or from the wing. So,
well, there's got to be a certain. When you mentioned before the idea of feeling like JJ wanted this so badly, I think you have to make sure that you don't want it so bad that it leads to decisions out of character, especially for someone like JJ who has spent so much time buying into and I think successfully fostering this mindset of like a collective and everybody having a role and everybody's role mattering and what everybody brings to the table. To move away from it so extreme, this, again, with a 10-point lead, like the idea of I do not trust anybody other than these 5 to be on the court for like 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes with a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
I think obviously everybody has to be professionals. Like Goodwin, he's going to play hard anyway. He's trying to get out of like two-way contract status.
Yeah.
Vando, Gabe Vincent, like these are all guys that are going to play hard anyway. My concern is they're going to be playing in ways that feels like they're looking over their shoulder.
Yeah,
and like they have no freedom.
Yeah, you can't play that way, obviously. And if you get a short leash, how could they not, right? So they have to get at least some quality minutes, not just 2 minutes and come in and, hey, you're just giving them a blow. They got to get at least a few minutes to get their feet underneath them, in my opinion.
Yeah, or just feel some type of rhythm. Or I think feel like they're going to be utilized enough, touch the ball, just so defenses pay attention to them.
Totally.
Interesting call from Downey, Gaston. What's up, Gaston? You're on Lakers Talk with Andy and Brett.
Andy, Brett, how are you guys? You guys are doing a great job. Brett, you're doing a great job.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Even though I should be the guy who's there. I'm just kidding.
Explain the backstory,
I came
Gaston.
in second. Yeah, the backstory. Yes. So I had the lead for the contest the whole day.
Oh.
The whole day. I checked at 10 o'clock. I'm still in the lead. I go to sleep early because the Dodger games are playing in Japan. So I wake up early to watch the game. And when I woke up because my dog woke me up, he had to use the restroom literally at 11:55:58. I get back with 1 minute left, and I see I'm losing. I get a text. Oh, my God. I put another bid in. And I guess you put your bigger backs, and they got to get, and it was over at that point. I had no more opportunity to beat you. I was heartbroken. I told Andy.
That's brutal, man. So, hey, man, but that's what you get for, if you're a Dodger fan, you got to be all Lakers all the time, baby. If you're worried about getting up for the Dodger game, that's part of the problem.
There's no moonlighting, Gaston.
I have love in my heart to both teams.
I'm just messing with you. I'm sorry about that, man. But
appreciate the call there, Gaston. It's flat. By the way, it's both you guys wanting to be a part of this.
Literally sleeping. He missed it by sleeping.
There you go.
It's going to wake him up sooner.
Just think, if that dog had to pee 5 minutes earlier, Brett, it might have been Gaston.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Hey, maybe I should get that dog some treats or something.
Dog's your secret weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
You owe him some milk bones or something.
Exactly.
One quick call before we go to break. Let's go to Donald in Cerritos. You're on Lakers Talk. What's up, Donald?
Hello. I know my take is going to be unusual.
Sure.
However, ever notice that LeBron in the fourth quarter, you can tell whether or not he's going to be that guy. And I don't remember, I think when he broke the record during that streak, it was the fourth quarter. He had a different pair of shoes on all the time in the fourth quarter. And I know he has the same shoe, but it's the color for me. If he has on the green shoes, I'm like, oh, he's going to have a lot of energy. And for a 40-year-old, from time to time, from day to day, you never know what you're going to get in energy with LeBron. So I say change the shoes going into the fourth quarter, LeBron, if you don't have that wrist. Remember, you missed a layup?
Yeah,
those
he did.
shoes there, you don't have lift. I don't know what the color is, but those shoes he used last night, he has no lift in the fourth quarter when he has those shoes on. Put on the green ones or whatever that color is that he's pretty good at. I don't know, lavender or something. Anyway, conversely, let me just say this about LeBron.
Sure.
When he's down on the block, say Luka has the ball on the right side and LeBron's down on the block holding his position on the left block, and Luka is drawing two, and LeBron is stickling on his right side to throw the ball, then the back door is open. The guy's leaning on your left side. You got to spin and go, and Luka fake, and then go to the basket for the slam dunk. That's that guy on Spectrum always says, slam dunk, LeBron. I need more of that. Back door, LeBron. When they're leaning on you, you feel the lean, you fake, and then back door cut, and Luka got to look for him.
Rack him.
That's rackable right there. That's rackable.
Yeah.
That is rackable.
Other than the part about the green shoes, that was me. I'd never wear green shoes, just so you know.
So got a question for you coming up next in terms of this green shoes and the code that you, Brett Baird, live by. Again, take more of your calls, 877-710-ESPN. Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, Brett Baird, 710 ESPN.
The biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland on 710.
John, there was a Cheeto that was discovered that looks shockingly like Michael Jordan's Jumpman logo.
Okay.
You haven't seen this, have you?
No, send it to me.
Oh, no. It's sold. It's sold? How much?
$8,113.
It's like 3 inches tall and 2 inches wide. Who makes that kind of Cheeto? There must have been a dramatic malfunction in the machinery.
John, if you see it, it looks exactly like the Jumpman logo.
Yeah, it's 3 inches tall.
I wouldn't pay $8,000 for it, but...
Nor would I. And I can't imagine there's a market value for it. And plus, at the end of the day, will it not, just crumble?
Look at it, son. I bought this for $8,000.
No,
I want you to pass this along.
There's
to
not
your
much
kids.
left.
I would not pay $8 for this Cheeto.
Isn't it weird?
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Tomorrow at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Playoff hockey is back, Kings fans. Now is your chance to secure your seats to see the LA Kings in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs at Crypto.com Arena. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at lakings.com/playoffs.
Lakers Talk continues on 710 ESPN.
Although Austin Reeves missed a big shot in the final play of the game, he still has the confidence to take the shot if it comes up again.
Yeah, once I shot it out, it felt good. Had to get it off kind of quick. Didn't exactly know where the game clock stood. Good pass. If I'm put in that situation again, I'm going to shoot it again, and I have confidence in myself to make it. I just didn't make that one.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
More Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky right now.
Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, joined by Brett Baird, who was the ultimate bidder in the silent auction to co-host Lakers Talk, raising money for our friends over at Children's Hospital LA, the winner of the silent auction. And before we take some more of your calls, and we want to get into what's going on with Austin Reeves in this series, there have been a lot of conversation about Austin as being the third guy for the Lakers, the fourth best player in this series. It has not been there. there is a what-if moment for the Lakers in terms of a decision made by Rob Pelinka and a trade that was not involving Mark Williams, that I think it is fair to wonder whether or not that is coming back to haunt the Lakers. But we just heard from Donald in Cerritos, Brett, and he was talking about how LeBron needs to change shoes. Apparently there's certain shoes that LeBron has more superpowers in, and he mentioned that one of the pairs, and I'll be honest, I don't really pay close attention to this stuff. I'm not a sneakerhead. Not like you. Show the people your Lakers kicks.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call myself a sneakerhead, but I like, this one I like to wear.
No, those are
special occasions.
They are, for those not watching, they are purple and gold Nikes, very clearly Laker colored. Yeah. But he mentioned that apparently one of LeBron's super shoes is green.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You, for those who are not listening, own no green whatsoever.
No, it's not in my wardrobe. It'll never happen. And actually, quite frankly, I don't remember back in the day. Well, I'm older now, but back in the day, they never had different colored shoes. It was always kind of the standard, team colors. And when that started with the green shoes, well, I know it was like a Christmas shoe or whatever it might be. And I was like, that was not my thing, man. Yeah.
So Brett, you're not going to wear these? These are Kobe Grinches.
Oh, no. So those are, don't get me wrong.
There's
those
an exception. It's an exception.
The Grinches, I wouldn't personally wear them, but I like
Okay, great.
Shoes.
All right, just want to make sure, man. Just want to make sure.
So the Kobe Grinches are pretty damn sick.
I mean, it's hard to accuse Kobe of having not been enough of a Laker diehard.
That's true.
Like, I think Kobe's credentials were pretty difficult to argue against. If he said those green sneakers are okay.
Yeah. I personally wouldn't wear them, but I like
Okay, good.
So two-part question for you. If you are LeBron, and you knew that the green shoes were the secret to your success, but you had to wear them in order to bring out the best version of you, Brett Baird, as LeBron James, would you be willing to do it?
Not if I was playing for the Lakers. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Not if I was playing for the Lakers.
So you, as LeBron James, would say, I'm going to find a different way to raise my level. Even though I know these sneakers are the ones I perform best in, I'm going to be an irrational freak show and not wear them.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I see where you're coming from. But, yeah, that's just the way I roll, man.
Would you be – okay. Now let's remove you from being LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron is LeBron. You are Brett watching.
Yes.
Would you be okay with LeBron wearing those shoes if it meant bringing out the best in LeBron, but – that best had to come with him in those green shoes.
That I can live with because I know that things have changed. Like I said, things have changed. I get it. I'm not crazy enough to assume these. It's all about marketing. I get all that. So that I can live with. I'm just saying this is just my own personal rule. I don't necessarily like it for some of the Lakers to wear green shoes, but if they got to do it, if that's going to get them to play well, then I'm all about it. Fine. That's fine.
Richard in Riverside, you're on Lakers Talk with Andy and Brett. What's up?
Oh, boy, I've been waiting for 35 minutes. You didn't forget about me, though.
No.
Listen, real quick, because I know you're up against the clock. It's not about the shoes. Your previous caller, does he realize that the Minnesota coach is throwing 3 different people at Luka? So how can Laker fans expect him to be a playmaker, okay? And number 2, aside from LeBron, on this roster, there are 3 forwards. Not one of them plays a power forward game, okay? And, go down low, play tough defense, grab 10 or 11 rebounds, that type of thing. And finally, Vanderbilt. I agree with you. Try to put a longer defender on Anthony Edwards, then maybe switch Finney-Smith on him. Do like they're doing to Luka. Okay, what else do you have to lose? Okay, if you lose the next game, as they say on TNT, the Lakers are going fishing for the summer, and I don't want to see that. Thank you for my time.
You're welcome there, Richard. You're welcome. Now, I would like to see more of Vando. I really, I'm not talking 25 minutes. I just feel like, first of all, you need to try to find different ways to disrupt I never thought I'd be saying this, but disrupt Jaden McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, disrupt more of what they are doing.
Yeah, and I think Vando, he does things on the mental side. He gets in your head. He gets in there. He's not afraid to back down, and that's an aspect that has been missing. I know DFS is a good defender, don't get me wrong, but Vando brings that grit, that kind of, pit bull kind of vibe. So I think they could use some of that. That couldn't hurt.
I also think he could help some on the glass as well.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Vando is per minute one of the best rebounders on this team. Talking about what he can do for them offensively, he can help them get extra possessions. And this is a team that has really struggled to score. More abilities to score, assuming they're not turning the ball over, but more abilities to score, more opportunities to score would be really helpful.
For sure.
Renee in Calabasas, you're on Lakers Talk with Andy and Brett. What's up, Renee?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Oh, I can relate with you, Brett. 37 years, season ticket holder.
Nice.
I go back to 87 back-to-back Showtime, three series of Game 7s to get that back-to-back.
So
Utah, Dallas, and the Bad Boys of Detroit. So I'm really feeling good about Game 5. It's obviously Game 6. It was a tough weekend. But here's my thing. We have two head coaches, former head coaches. Did JJ not have meetings with them to know that we all know in the playoffs you got to go at least 8, 9, 10 deep? I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why we have these very well-established head coaches, one that was a former player, Nate McMillan.
So was Scotty Brooks, by the way.
Right.
Scott Brooks was a former player as well.
Okay, so even more egregious that, did he make this decision unilaterally? And I agree with Magic Johnson. It was horrible. You can't say the bench didn't contribute if you didn't give them time. And we played them all season. Even I would have liked to have seen Dalton connect. The guy, when we were down 6 players, those players got us through that crunch, and they were amazing. Even Goodwin coming from the G League. So, when the guys are getting tired, and that's what the Wolves are counting on, is wearing us down with their incredible physical play. You look at all their players, they got a lot more LBs and a lot of muscle compared to some of our slightly built guys, other than LeBron and Luka. AR's a great player, but he's not bulked up like those guys. Jackson Hayes, I know, is a very serviceable center. That's my other issue. I don't care if he has the technical. I don't care if he fouls out. But Luka likes to always have a serviceable center to lob to. He's more than capable of hanging around the rim, trying to protect the rim, trying to get some rebounds, and getting those lobs and getting some points. Come Wednesday, they better pull out all these stops. I'm going to be very upset with this team and this coaching staff. Not the team, more the coaching staff, if they don't play everybody. So what's up with these, head coaches, and what's up with putting Jackson Hayes and not allowing him to play in the rest of the bench?
Excellent call, Renee. Thank you very much.
Racker.
Passion.
That's two racks if I'm counting correctly.
It is 2 racks. Since we began keeping score, we got 2 racks. Okay, coming up next, I want to get into the question of Dalton Connect. I know I've been hit up a lot, whether in the comments section of Locked On Lakers or on Twitter at Cam Brothers, with people wanting to see more of Dalton. I am not surprised that he's been out of the rotation. It's actually what I predicted. But curious your thoughts, Brett, on Dalton Connect. We can get into Austin Reeves. We can get into the coaching. We can get into the refs. They bear a little bit of responsibility for where the Lakers are. So that's coming up next. Lakers Talk from 7 to 8. That is coming up. Andy Kamenetsky, Brett Baird, 710 ESPN.
Los Angeles, game day is here. Whether you're watching courtside or couch side, fuel up with the fire-grilled flavor of El Pollo Loco. Their famous fire-grilled chicken, marinated in citrus and spices, cooked over an open flame. It's the perfect play for your taste buds. From their fan-favorite chicken tostadas to fire-grilled family meals that feed your whole squad, El Pollo Loco has you covered. Get in the game with El Pollo Loco, because great flavor is always a slam dunk. El Pollo Loco. Order today at elpolloloco.com.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Sellers Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Sellers Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $10,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. 710 ESPN. The radio home of the purple and gold. And the home of Lakers talk.
What a battle in Game 3 as the Lakers and Timberwolves went blow for blow to the final possession.
Luka drives into the front court, got it to LeBron. Austin left open for three. No good, and the Wolves win. He got a look. And Michael, I don't think the Lakers thought they would ever get that good of a look.
Wednesday night in Game 4, the Lake Show will be back home at Crypto.com, fighting for their playoff lives.
But the Wolves win it 116-113. They lead the series 3-1.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Lakers Talk is on. Here's Andy Kamenetsky.
Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, ESPN LA 710. I am joined in studio by Brett Baird. He is a diehard Laker fan. He owns no green whatsoever. He has been a season ticket holder for now decades, and he was the top bidder in the 710 for CHLA silent auction to co-host this show. He helped us, quite frankly, kick the crap out of Blue Review when it came to the bidding war that I engaged that show in out of my total fear that nobody would bid on this experience. That's honestly, fear is what motivated me to even throw out that challenge, because I was terrified that it would just come up one big zero. So thank you, Brett.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Austin Reeves, I want to get to him in just a second, because I think he has become an interesting character in this series, not for the best reasons. The Lakers down 3-1 in the opening round against Minnesota Timberwolves, lost both their games this weekend, Friday and Sunday. Sunday's was a real kick to the crotch, 116-113. Just heartbreak and controversy. The refs, I don't know if this makes you feel better, Brett, but the refs released the last 2-minute report. Right. And as it turned out, J.J. Redick and Luka Doncic, their complaints that Luka was tripped by Jaden McDaniels, which led to Luka having to call a timeout, burn a timeout there, then led to disadvantageous place to have to inbound. The Lakers mindful of an 8-second violation, which led to LeBron's turnover trying to get it to Luka, led to a timeout they would have needed down the stretch, didn't have. Refs totally bleeped that up, but they admit, Brett, they were wrong.
I just don't understand what the point of that what that is. Why do we need to say, hey, just so you know, here's a little salt in the wound? Is that the whole idea? I don't get what the point of that is. How about we get it right on the court originally, and then we don't have to worry about this 2-minute or whatever they're calling it.
Last 2 minutes.
Last 2 minute, whatever they call it thing. I just don't get it. It doesn't.
When
make sense.
you saw it in real time, were you like, why is Luka not at the line?
Of course. But I mean, I can't understand why we can see it and then it doesn't happen until after review after the game. It makes no sense to me. I don't know.
I know that it is supposed to be an effort at transparency, and I can appreciate the transparency, but my God.
Yeah,
you want to talk about something like that is of no help to me whatsoever.
Right.
Because, I mean, that changes the potentially, at least. I'm not going to say the Lakers win that game. Had Luka have gone to the line, let's say he makes both free throws, the Lakers are up at that point as opposed to inbounding from a place of disadvantage. I'm not going to say the Lakers win that game. I'm not going to say that they lost that game because the refs missed that, but I will say the refs missing that made it harder for the Lakers to win.
No question about it. Yeah, no question. If he's at the line, you got to think he's probably going to make both, and that out of bounds play was obviously one of the nails in the coffin, if not the nail in the coffin. And, we turn it over, and next thing you know, the game's
look,
coming up.
if the Lakers, let's just say Luka goes 1 of 2. Say he doesn't even make both. Goes 1 of 2. At that point, it's tied 114 apiece.
Right.
And you also avoid the turnover.
Exactly.
That LeBron had attempting to get the ball to Luka, which led to Jaden McDaniel's steal, Anthony Edwards at the line. Like, you avoid a lot there. You also have another timeout at your disposal that just...
Yep.
It's really infuriating. Mitch in New Jersey on Lakers Talk. What's up, Mitch?
How's it going, Andy? How you doing, Brad?
Good thing.
Enjoying the show. Good show. Even Michael Jordan got a rest in the second half.
Yeah.
I say they start Len. Just let him play as long as he can. And anybody.
Mitch, congratulations. You are the first person in the history of Lakers Talk to suggest starting Alex Len. I have not gotten that one before.
Because that's because Jackson's giving you nothing. And getting Dalton Connect, Luka did so well last year. You saw him do triple doubles.
Yeah.
And 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Sometimes, and to let you go after this, but towards the end of the game, you said they moved the ball along a lot. It seemed like they were just all these long passes. I thought I was going to break out to watch the Harlem Globetrotters and the Washington Generals. Sometimes with these long passes, they just kept passing and passing.
I appreciate the call there, Mitch.
If we're looking for Alex Len to be our savior, we got bigger problems. I don't know.
Well, okay. Before we get to the point about Dalton Connect, because I have been hearing a lot of if you're looking to juice the offense, play Dalton Connect. I agree with you. Alex Len is not going to start. He's frankly not going to. I'd be stunned if he played. But where I think Alex Len matters is, I think, and I thought this in real time, and now I think it's really becoming apparent, they should have converted either Christian Coloco or Trey Jemison and waived Alex Len to be Jackson's backup. Not that I think JJ would have automatically turned to either one of them. I think there's a good chance neither plays. But leading up to this point, it was very clear JJ does not trust Alex Len because they brought in Alex Len to be Jackson Hayes' backup and never played him.
Right.
So at that point, I feel like at least have the guy available between Coloco or Jemison that you prefer more, even if you don't prefer him, just the guy that you are more likely to play than the one less likely.
Yeah, and Jemison will give us some good minutes, from time to time in the regular season. I mean, I don't think he's going to get a ton of minutes in the playoffs, obviously.
He would.
But if for some reason you need him, I'd rather have him come off the bench in that situation than Len.
But more importantly, I think JJ would too.
Yeah,
if he had to choose.
Right.
Dalton Connect, he has basically not played this entire series other than garbage time. He was somebody that it was very clear that he was going to be the odd man out in the rotation. His minutes had been going down leading up to it as JJ was trying to get into more of a playoff rotation. How do you feel about potentially giving him a shot in this series, both contextually, they're down 3-1, rookie, all of that stuff?
Yeah, Dalton had some great moments, especially early on in the season. I mean, he came out really, really hot. He's obviously had some moments. I don't know if that, the trade situation kind of messed him a little bit, I think, but then he kind of came back, had some good games. I personally don't know if he's the answer. I mean, I know we're trying to find something to get the juice going. I get it, but he is a bit of a liability defensively. So that's where I think that's why JJ's leaning to not playing him.
There's no question.
So I don't know. I don't know if he's and I like the kid a lot. I think he has a pretty good future ahead of him, but I don't know. They're going to tighten up the rotations in the playoffs. All teams do. It's not just JJ's doing this. This is a normal situation, right? I just think Dalton's that guy. They're not going to probably lean on, at this point, in my opinion.
It's a tough situation to put him in.
Yeah.
Like in terms of it's an elimination game.
Right.
You're a rookie. You have not played at all. Here are some actual minutes.
Right.
I mean, whether or not that's fair to him doesn't really matter. This is the gig. I don't know if it's the best place to put him. It would be interesting to see him get a shot. I doubt it's going to happen.
Yep.
I would just like to see some of the other guys that have been in the rotation get a bit of a longer look. Eric in Long Beach, you're on Lakers Talk. What's up, Eric?
Hey, guys. I love the show.
Thanks.
For me, this is really, really simple. Austin Reeves was supposed to be that guy for the Lakers. He was supposed to be that, next half star, if not the next other star other than LeBron and Luka. And clearly in this series, he is not good enough. He can't get a shot against Alexander Walker or Jaden McDaniels. They're trapping him every time he gets the ball. He cannot initiate any offense. He's basically useless. Well, I shouldn't say useless, but he's not helping. The points that he's scoring are inconsequential. They're not. He's getting open shots last night. He even admitted that he rushed the shot last night because he didn't know the shot clock or the game clock. Let's get Dalton Connect in there. Let's lean into the offense. Our offense is struggling. Get Dalton Connect some minutes. At least he moves off the ball. He back cuts. He doesn't just stand in the corner just waiting for people to pass him the ball. Let's do something. Like, what we're doing right now is clearly not working. Luka and LeBron cannot do it by themselves. And Austin Reeves, sorry, he's not the answer. So let's do something else on offense.
Appreciate the call there, Eric. Coming up next, I do want to get into Austin, but got to take this guy just on the name alone. Dat Dude the Juice. You're on Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky and Brett Baird. What's up, Dat Dude?
What's good? What's good, y'all? What it is? Let's get this first. Let's get this straight, because I know some people listening. I'm a diehard Laker fan.
Good.
I'm a diehard Laker fan. But this whole, every if has an if. If we would have got this, then this would have been this. If we would have did this, let's stop. We get away with calls all season long. All season long. LeBron, hack, push, tell Luka to stop crying after every shot. Now everybody's concerned, like, why did Nico get rid of him? Because he cries all game. He complains all game. Stop, just play ball. And people saying, the guy, all due respect, he just said we got a problem with scoring. The score was 113 or 116. What's the problem with scoring? We went into the fourth quarter up by 10 points. What's the problem with scoring? No, your problem is you never trade your best defensive player who also can give you 30 a night, which is AD, for a person that scores, that has never played over 72 games in his career as an NBA player, that does not play defense. You give AD a center the same mentality that we had when we won in the bubble, the same way we won when Kobe was here. Gasol couldn't get it done as a power added Andrew Bynum, which was a center. We won 2. We went 3 times. You do the same thing with AD. You get him a center. You don't get LeBron wanted Luka. Luka's a great player, but he scores. He doesn't play defense. It's a liability. It's a problem. And until they change the format and everybody's sitting around waiting on Luka to do these dribbles, and then Reeves sitting around wanting to do these dribbles, and LeBron is old LeBron. He can't drive to the hole, which Ant-Man is taking advantage of, driving to the rack.
Rack him.
Dat Dude the Juice racked.
Wow.
That man is racked right there.
Wow.
See where the juice came from.
This is, by the way, this is how you know things are not going well in this series. I don't even mean it like to say that Dude the Juice is even wrong. I'm just saying that we are getting the never should have traded for Luka. That's how you know the Lakers are down 3-1 in this series. Coming up next, though, I want to get into Austin Reeves. I want to get into the question of Mark Williams, who could have been a Laker, is not a Laker. Instead, Dalton Connect is a Laker. Dalton's not playing. The Lakers have no center. Is there some regret that should be happening right now among Laker fans, Lakers organization? Get into all that coming up next. Andy Kamenetsky, Brett Baird, Lakers Talk, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
Go out there and be big, be physical, be you, because that's honestly their advantage, is their length, their size, their girth.
they took care of business.
Hey, now.
You want me to cut all of them?
Cut that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cut that up.
length,
I got you.
girth, the whole thing.
And size.
Right, and size.
I just want girth.
Yeah.
Sedano and Cap tomorrow at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun and excitement? You got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Get in the action. Play now for a chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
All the latest surrounding the Lake Show, right here on Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
LeBron James has been down 3-1 before in the playoffs and knows what it takes to battle back.
Obviously, you don't think about winning 3, you think about just getting the next one. You know, and that's the only thing that matters, because if not, obviously the offseason began. So, you know, it's all about Wednesday, I believe. You know, so that's what's important.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
Now back to Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky.
Tribe Called Quest. The Lakers have a quest. They got a win on Wednesday. Take this series to 3-2 against Timberwolves. And go to Minnesota. Win Game 6. Put some pressure on the Timberwolves. Make history. Game 7 on Sunday. That is what Laker fans are looking for. Andy Kamenetsky joined by Brett Baird, the clubhouse leader in the Children's Hospital Los Angeles silent auction, raising money for the hospital, and he was the top bidder to co-host Lakers Talk with me. It's been a lot of fun. I wish that we were up 3-1.
Yeah.
There'd be a little bit less angst while we're doing this show.
Yep. It'd be better.
I wanted to talk about Austin Reeves, and he's come up with some callers. And I will admit, I am somebody that I've always thought Austin is a good player. Like, full stop, I've always thought that. I still think he is a good player. But the level that you need to be at to be the legit third best player on a championship level team is really high.
Sure.
Like, really, really high. And for most of, definitely last year and a lot of this year, I was not convinced that Austin was at that level. The last couple months of the season had me convinced that he actually was.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, because he had played so well over the last couple months, I either underestimated or overlooked that teams with a lot of rangy, long wings, athletic wings, had often given Austin problems. And I think I felt like he had played so well, sometimes against those type of defenders, he had gotten past it.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing now it's an issue.
Yeah. I think McDaniels is, like I said before, he's an absolute nightmare to deal with. So I that's going to be tough for most players. But to your point, Austin has played extremely well, especially towards the end of the season. But I think it feels to me, and I went to the game on game 2, and he really seemed like he was pressing in that game to me.
I think he's been pressing a lot this whole series.
I think so too. So I know it's a little bit easier to notice when you're in person. You can see it, but I think that's part of the problem. And that doesn't. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you got to rise up. But I think that he's trying so hard because I think he is getting that accolades of being he's the third guy. There's more expectations, so he's kind of trying to do more. And it's not coming to him as easily.
Well, he is having a lot of difficulty creating separation.
Yeah.
And, look, Minnesota they're a team that is built, I think, to match up very well against the Lakers' weaknesses. But in particular, too, they're built to get into a lot of Austins.
Mm-hmm.
And there's very few defenders on that team that he's got a strength advantage or a speed advantage or, really none with an athletic advantage other than maybe like Mike Conley.
Yep.
And he is just having difficulty just either getting separation or creating his own shot or making plays in ways that we've seen accustomed over the last couple months. And then, like, I think you hit on it well, Brett. You see him and you feel him getting sped up, and you see him pressing a lot.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the biggest challenge for him. And obviously the defense is a problem, too, because they're really long, for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything that you've seen from him either in this series or over the course of the season that you feel like he should be looking to do X that might be helpful for him?
It seems like in this series, one of the best things that I like about Austin's game is that he's not just that shooter. He likes to attack the rim. He gets in there, does the Euro step. He gets kind of that floater, gets guys off balance. He can create contact. I don't remember a lot of times him doing that in this series. And I don't know what the reasoning is. I don't know if it's like a spacing situation. It's obviously defense is part, the defense against him is part of it. But that's I think where then it opens up obviously his jumper when he can get that going. And he doesn't seem like he's had that going in this series.
Tim in Hesperia, you are on Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky and Brett Baird. What's up, Tim?
Hi, Andy. Hi, Brett. Doing a great job. I just had 2 points. One, when the trade for Luka came, that looked like it was going to be a win now for Dallas, and it was going to be our future having Luka. And then we started playing well, and we started doing well, and people thought, oh, hey, maybe this is our year. So I feel in one way we're kind of playing with some house money, and we should be doing better. The second point was, in Sunday's game, we were moving the ball in the first half, and we were getting the looks we wanted. The ball was moving. People were making the cuts they needed to make. At the end of the third quarter, at the beginning of that fourth quarter, that ball did not move, and I think that's what really hurt us. And I love that J.J. was willing to try and experiment, but at that moment in that fourth quarter, you had to see the guys were gassed, and you got to bring in some new energy just to get them a blow for a minute. And I think that's what – I applaud him for trying something different, but I think you had to see what was happening on the floor and make that adjustment when it happened.
I appreciate the call there, Tim. I think there is no question that there is a direct connection between guys being – I understand that it's been a problem for the Lakers in general, lack of ball movement in this series, and at times it's been a problem for them in the LeBron, Luka, Austin era, and I think everyone's sort of figuring out how to play off each other. But in particular in this fourth quarter, I think fatigue played a big role. Like if you're, I guess, a glutton for punishment and want to rewatch the fourth quarter, like I have to do it because it's my job, but anybody else, it is striking how little the ball moved. Like I was taking notes on every possession, and almost all of them are no ball movement, one pass, like that.
Yeah. I think that if Game 4 was definitely but in Game 3, it felt like that fourth quarter was kind of. I mean, it obviously wasn't as bad as Game 4, and it's more glaring because it's most recent in our memory. But it didn't seem like Game 3 they were doing a heck of a job with that either. And there was we had almost a carbon copy. It just got worse in Game 4. Now it's magnified because all these guys played all these minutes, so now that's part of the problem too.
Something that I will admit too, that because my official prediction for whatever that is worth, heading into this series, clearly worth very little because it's already wrong. No matter how this series shakes out, it's wrong. I had Lakers in 6, But one of the things that I, in retrospect, pretty badly underestimated was because I had so much faith in Luka and LeBron as closers. Like they have, in the playoffs in particular, been like two of the best closers in recent playoff history. LeBron, you could argue, one of the best all time. And the Wolves have struggled a lot this season in crunch time. Anthony Edwards has at times had issues with decision-making. Julius Randle, particularly in the playoffs, has had issues with decision-making. I underestimated, though, how much their continuity, like in terms of a group that's played together, even if they haven't always been successful in the fourth quarters, they've played together. They've been with the same coach longer. Mm-hmm. And the Lakers, with a first-time head coach and a radically different roster that, because of some injuries, didn't get all the reps that you would truly want, even though they'd been playing very well down the stretch. That difference, I think, has caught up to the Lakers in ways that, I'll be honest, Brett, I did not see coming.
Yeah, that definitely is a they know how to play well together. Even though Conley doesn't play a ton of minutes, he knows his role. He's kind of that leadership role. He kind of calms things down when they need to. You got Edwards, obviously the killer. The guy that was obviously the new addition with Randall was kind of struggling with that early on in the season, but now he's figured it out, man. He seems to be doing pretty darn well now.
First of all, as much as I hated at the expense of the Lakers, I'm happy for Julius.
Yep.
I really liked him when I covered him.
Me too.
I think he has often been – he has flaws, but I think at times he's been too picked apart. And I've always liked him as a player, I like him as a person. But I will admit, heading into this series, I thought the Lakers had 3 of the top 4 players in this series, regardless of how you want to rank them. I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
But the only guy, Austin, is number 4. I mean, Austin is the one guy that I think clearly the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And the one guy that I thought maybe could match him from the Wolves would be Julius Randle, because over the course of his career, he's been more accomplished than Austin. He just has often struggled in the playoffs. Not only has Julius Randle outplayed Austin, Jaden McDaniels has outplayed Austin. Like,
Agreed.
That was not on my bingo card at all. Naz Reid has arguably been as good as Austin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not on my bingo card either.
Right.
That's where you start getting in trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. And the Lakers haven't done a lot to try to stop. They haven't done a ton to slow them down, so that's part of the problem defensively. And they're getting some easy shots, especially that first game. They were obviously shot the lights out, but they weren't defending very well on the perimeter either. So.
No. Real quick before we go, let's go to our man Solomon in Lake Balboa. You're on Lakers Talk. What's up, Solomon?
Hey, thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Sometimes they say in life things are as simple as 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm going to give you my 1, 2, 3 regarding the Lakers right now. Number 1, J.J. Redick, God bless him, had a tremendous regular season for a first-time coach. What is it, 50-plus wins, got him to the number 3 seed. Fabulous.
Yeah.
The kid, the man, I can call him the kid because I'm going to be 76 in July.
Congratulations, son.
Thanks, man. Has never coached in the postseason, and it's showing. He's getting exposed, okay? It's kind of learning on the job. It's tough. We went through it with Darvin Ham, and I'm not saying that he's, the same coach as Darvin Ham, not even close, but still, he's taken his lumps. Number 2, the Laker offense, and I don't know if these guys are on autopilot and are not listening to the tower, but to have an offense where LeBron, Luka, or Reeves simply goes iso ball one-on-one, it ain't happening, man. It's too predictable. It slows the game down. There's no passing. You don't involve your other players. It's not a successful formula. And finally, number 3, and we all know this, the center position, I don't know what it is with Rob Pelinka and the Laker brass. They pulled out some phenomenal trades, and some phenomenal acquisitions, but the center position, going back to wasting Zubac and just giving him away for Marcella.
Well, that's on Magic, to be fair to Pelinka. That's actually on Magic.
I'm glad you said that, Andy, because that is.
Okay. Okay, so I said Laker brass. Okay, letting both Howard and JaVale McGee go, and then you could say, oh wait. Well, we got AD. Yes, you did. Where was his backup center? You got an injury-prone center. Who was the backup? I believe they had one. I can't remember his name. He was really decent. They let him go as well. So there's something with the center position that this team, that the brass and management are going to have to handle and address.
I appreciate the call. Appreciate the call there, Solomon. I mean, I think as far as the backup for at the time AD, one of the issues they've had is like Anthony Davis is an elite center, and there's only so much I think they can talk themselves into with dedicating resources in a capped league.
No question.
Like cap salary towards Anthony Davis's backup when you know AD is going to be playing 35, 36 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
And I know AD doesn't agree. He's a way better center than a power forward. He's way
I agree.
better.
Yep.
Before we go, Matan in LA. You're on Lakers Talk. I think you also want to talk centers.
I'm just saying, like, even though it might not have happened this season, there's obviously hope in looking into next season. Like, you got guys like Brook Lopez just recently became available in rumors for the Lakers. You also got a guy like Nicholas Claxton, who you can basically offer the same package, but adding Rui Hachimura and picks into getting a young center like Williams. Because obviously the Charlotte Hornets thing, I don't think they want to ever talk to the Lakers ever again. After this. Like,
I don't see them making deals anytime soon. You're right.
Yeah, seriously. After all this, they're probably like, yeah, we don't trust you. You guys screwed up.
Well, okay, I appreciate the call there, Matan. And coming up next, I want to talk about the center position because this has become obviously a glaring issue in this series with Jackson Hayes increasingly becoming unplayable. And I'm not expecting him to play in Game 5. I would actually be – I mean, I'd be stunned if he started again.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting him to play for the rest of the series. But that question of Mark Williams and what could have been, I think is interesting to revisit now. So let's get into that coming up next. Andy Kamenetsky, Brett Baird. This is Lakers Talk, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
The baseball gods, the hockey gods.
Yeah.
Aren't they all the same gods?
Well, I think
they wear different hats and helmets.
I think they all have the same basic, the road, principles.
Yes.
Right?
Scales.
They all view the world similarly, but different.
They have the same commandments.
Yes. Thank you, Emily. That's the word I was looking for. You can bring their wrath different things though. Like a baseball thing would not bother a basketball god and vice versa.
Oh, okay.
The hockey gods would not be enraged by something that a baseball god might be enraged by, but they all get enraged in equal proportions.
So my thing is like for the Lakers, we're going to favor the Lakers today, basketball gods. Okay, wait a minute, they're getting a little too big for their britches. Now let's tip it over here.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Is it time to sell your home? Whether you're downsizing, moving, or inheriting a property, call Seller's Advantage. With decades of experience, they offer custom cash solutions and can close in days. No repairs, no agents, no hassle, just a great offer that gives you peace of mind. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com. Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Have you heard me talk about my friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone? Well, what are you waiting for? You're going to take your kids there and they're going to go, Mom, Dad, when are we going back to the dentist? Words you never thought you'd hear. From preventative and routine care, orthodontic planning, and braces, CDF Zone has it all. Open 7 days a week with flexible scheduling options. For a free consultation, visit their website, cdfzone.com. They accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. Visit the website, cdfzone.com, or call them at 833-586-7898. Children's Dental Fun Zone, where we treat your kids as our own.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Lakers Talk continues on 710 ESPN.
Although Austin Reeves missed a big shot in the final play of the game, he still has the confidence to take the shot if it comes up again.
Yeah, once I shot it out, it felt good. Had to get it off kind of quick. Didn't exactly know where the game clock stood. Good pass. If I'm put in that situation again, I'm going to shoot it again, and I have confidence in myself to make it. I just didn't make that one.
Lakers Talk is presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com to get the help you need today.
More Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky right now.
Lakers Talk, Andy Kamenetsky, ESPN LA 710, joined by Brett Baird, Lakers diehard, and the winner, the top bidder of the Children's Hospital Los Angeles silent auction that we did to raise money for CHLA, to co-host Lakers Talk with me. It has been awesome having him in the studio. He is truly a diehard.
This has been a blast. I really appreciate you guys having me. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it. Thanks, man.
Dude, it's been fun. This has been really, really fun to have you in here. And like I said earlier and multiple times during the show, it is incredibly flattering that you would want to be a part of this that badly. It is flattering to all of us. So thank you.
Yep.
We were talking a little bit before about the center position, and for the Lakers right now in this playoff series, they are, for all intents and purposes, going centerless moving forward, or pretty close to that. Jackson Hayes got yanked in the second half of Game 4, the 116-113 loss to the Timberwolves. He only played about 4 minutes, I think 4 or 5 minutes in the first half. It was actually, ironically, some of his best minutes. Then he got a foul and a tech, and it was like, okay, I think we're done. I think this is over now.
Right.
But I would be stunned if JJ started Jackson again in Game 5. I'm expecting it's going to be LeBron, Luka, Austin, Rui, DFS. If it's not DFS, probably Vando,
right,
or maybe Gabe Vincent. But I would be very surprised if it is Jackson. And Jackson becoming unplayable in this series, I guess, represents that question of the Mark Williams trade that the Lakers had. It was Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, first-round pick, and another first-round swap that was agreed upon. Then the Lakers went through Mark Williams' medicals, his physical, even knowing that Mark Williams was an injury-prone player. Everybody knew this. Mark Williams has missed about 60% of his games or something like that during his time in the NBA. He's a very talented guy, massive wingspan, he's huge.
Yep.
But a lot of injuries, and clearly the Lakers saw something in his medicals that even they were not expecting.
Yep.
So they rescinded the deal. And they did that knowing that there would be a risk for this season, because when they rescinded this, the trade deadline was over, so there was no opportunity to get anybody else. I think they made a mistake by not converting Christian Koloko or Trey Jemison, sticking with Alex Len. But that question of the impact this season, Brett, because Mark Williams would make a difference. I don't know how much he would be helping, but assuming he's healthy, he's a better player than Jackson Hayes, period.
No doubt.
How much, if at all, does it bother you that they don't have Mark Williams or really a center option for this series, that they ultimately opted for the future rather than the present and these playoffs?
Yeah, well, see, the way I look at it is Mark Williams the guy that's going to make you a contender and win a championship this year? In my opinion, no. And so to give up that package, I thought was too rich for a guy that's not even playing 60% of the time. You're
and he's never played in the playoffs for what it's worth.
Right. So, and I mean, is he going to even be available? And you're giving up a first-round pick. I mean, I like Dalton, but I know you got to give up something to get something. I get it. And Cam, it's kind of a throw-in almost feels like. But that first-round pick to me felt rich for a guy that doesn't play a lot. And I think you're going to be able, if you're going to save that pick and you look at it again over the summer, and maybe you can get a guy, that wants to be traded, or maybe they're, who knows the free agent market's going to look like. I don't pretend to be an expert on that at this point, but I think moving forward, I would rather us have a better option to, have more choices for us, moving forward.
Well, it's interesting, too, because with Mark Williams, with everything that you're talking about giving up, and in your mind, Dalton and a first swap, that's a pretty rich package, not just for a guy that in Mark Williams, and look, full disclosure, I liked the deal when I thought it was going to be an actual deal. Mm-hmm. I was excited by it, even knowing Mark Williams's injury history. I would love to know what they saw in the medicals.
Mm-hmm, totally.
I've actually asked around trying to find out, and it is frankly none of my business.
Yep.
I just want to know anyway.
Yeah, sure.
But
something was there, right?
Well, I mean, look, trades are rarely rescinded.
Exactly.
And look, maybe if this had not been right up at the deadline, they might have been able to find a way to rework the deal where the Lakers would have been more willing to do it. But it's not just everything they were giving up. It's at that point you have to re-sign or extend Mark Williams long term.
Exactly.
To make it worth it.
Exactly.
And what I do think is going to be interesting is, and you can tell me if you agree from a fan's perspective, if you're willing to give Rob Pelinka a pass might be too strong, but say I understand where you're coming from, ultimately deciding this was not the right deal. Does that create, though, more pressure on Pelinka? Be like, well, you damn well better get something done this summer.
No question. He's got to find somebody this summer. No question. He's not going to be off the hook unless he gets that done. So the only reason I'm okay with it is if the second piece has to happen. They have to find somebody over the summer. No question about that.
So are you? I would assume at this point that it is a center. Like I want to say Matan was his name. I think he brought up somebody like Nick Claxton.
Oh, I love Claxton. Are you kidding me? I don't know if he's going to be available, but I mean, I think that would be
Brooklyn
amazing.
is in teardown mode and rebuild mode. Now, if it was that same package, like Dalton and the pick swap, would you be? You'd have to probably give, like I believe it was Matan said, someone like Rui or Gabe Vincent just to make the money work.
Yeah.
Unless Brooklyn is that far under the cap that. No, actually, forget it. You have to do it.
They have to match money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Forget it. I was thinking from Brooklyn's side, but from the Lakers side,
right?
They can't do it unless they're giving up. I don't know. I think Claxton makes about 22, so you're probably talking either Rui or Gabe and Filler.
He'll make 25 next year.
25 next year. So that probably means even with Dalton in there,
because Dalton's on the rookie contract, so that's not
you're
much.
You're probably going to have to give up Rui. I think just to make the money.
That's
work.
too much right there.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'd rather not give up Rui. Now, if you're giving up Vincent, we can have that conversation.
The problem with Vincent is I want to say he makes somewhere between 12 and 13.
Okay, so I won't get it done.
So you're still falling significantly short.
Yeah.
Vando, if you were even willing to do that, I think because his deal is long, Gabe Vincent's an expiring deal. Vando is under contract, I want to say through 2028.
Yeah, he's got a longer contract.
Which means you're going to have to give up more to make Brooklyn take a guy that frankly makes no sense for them.
Right. I think, so we're talking Claxton, right? And then we're talking Mark Williams. There's got to be somewhere in between that we can maybe find. I don't know what, hey, trust me, I don't know the whole board and who's available, but a Claxton would be the dream, right? Or one of the guys we'd like to have. But maybe there's somewhere in between that's not going to cost you as much.
First of all, I know that you listen to us regularly because you just referenced the John Ireland phrase, the whole board.
Yes, I do.
John Ireland always...
John's referencing the board.
Did you know, Brett, Rob Pelinka can see the whole board.
Of course.
The rest of us, we can't all see the board, but Rob Pelinka's got the board.
Well, he's got the secret key to the board, of course. That's why.
There's the only people with, I believe, possession of the keys to the board, obviously Jeannie.
Sure.
She owns all the keys.
Sure.
Rob Pelinka. I'm assuming Kurt Rambis, maybe Linda Rambis.
I was going to say maybe Linda too, yeah.
And I would think just from a scouting and development, you want to give Joey and Jesse the keys where they can at least look at the board, maybe supervised. But you want to make
definitely
sure
supervise.
They should. I think it would help them do their job better if they saw the board a little bit more.
Sure.
But that's it.
Yeah, it's a small group, man. Small group. We're not on that list. That's for sure.
I am. I'm barely allowed in the facility. I'm definitely not allowed to see the board. Real quick before we go to break and then do a little crunch time with Funchy, let's go to Thomas in Chicago. You're on Lakers Talk with Andy and Brett. What's up, Thomas?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I was just curious. So if I heard LZ on Travis and DeMarco talk about this, about how, like, look, I know, like, maybe J.J. Redick goes back to when he didn't play against the Magic in his first season and going against Coach K, and how, like, you're not playing unless you play defense. And maybe he's, like, using that, I don't know if it's, like, punishment or just, hey, that's what they did to me, so I'm going to do it to these guys. But it's like, and like LZ said, like, what, like, if Dalton is so bad at defense, what happens if he gets hot? Like, again, I know, like, give him 10 minutes to score to relieve pressure from Luka and LeBron. I'm just trying to come up with an answer to, like, help offset the load from LeBron.
I appreciate the call, Thomas. And Dalton is really the obvious. Like, if you were to change the rotation by adding somebody, it's basically Dalton or nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Shake Milton, I don't think is all of a sudden going to start playing.
No.
Alex Len, I would be shocked if he starts playing. Bronny's not an option. Markieff Morris, I seriously doubt it. It's basically Dalton or nobody, especially if you're looking to juice the offense.
Yep.
I don't think it's a punishment thing against Dalton. I think it's just it's not just that you aren't a great defender. It's mistakes really matter
Absolutely.
In the playoffs.
Yep. And remember, he is a rookie. I know he's an older rookie, but he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is a tough situation to potentially put Dalton in.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, it's not just that it's an elimination game and you're a rookie. You're basically a cold rookie for this series.
Exactly.
That's real. We got one more call. We got one more. Gustav. Gustavo. You're on Lakers Talk. What's up?
Hey, I want to give my point of view on some of the coaching that Redick has been doing and how he could make simple adjustments that I don't understand why he's not doing to put the Lakers in a better position.
I appreciate the call. Look, I think JJ is learning as much as everybody else, in all honesty. I think he's had a good first season as a head coach. I think he is going to be a good coach, but there are times where it feels like Chris Finch is more experienced than he is. Coming up next, we're going to close, as always, a little crunch time. Funchy's got the topics. Me and Brett and DeAndre are going to weigh in. This is Lakers Talk. Andy Kamenetsky, ESPN LA.
Decisions determine results. So which path do I want to take? Help people in need or stand on the sidelines watching? Worry about how to pay for school or have my education paid for? Push myself and learn new skills or stay the same? My decision is to serve part-time with the Army National Guard, and my results will be life-changing. What will you decide? Go to NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters.
We got your playoff fit, Lakers fans, with the latest collection of items to add to your closet this season. Head over to LakersStore.com. That's LakersStore.com. And snag a jersey, tee, hat, and more to rep the purple and gold this postseason. We've got the whole family covered with styles for mom, dad, kids, and babies too. Rep your team in style. Check out LakersStore.com. That's LakersStore.com. Let's go, Lake Show.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
It's crunch time on Lakers Talk.
When the clock is ticking and it's all coming down to the wire, you know what that means.
This is crunch time.
Okay, as always, we close out on Lakers Talk. Andy Kamenetsky joined by Brett Baird, the top bidder in the CHLA auction that we were doing, raising money for Children's Hospital LA. He was the top bidder to co-host Lakers Talk. This has been a lot of fun having you in here, man. And we are going to close, as always, with a little crunch time. Funchy's got
Yes,
the
I'm going to say that,
questions.
too. I was going to say, Brett, thank you for coming in. And, Andy, you might not have a job next week, man, because Brett might take it.
You know what, man? I have been in and out of this station so many different
Yeah,
times.
you're actually
I always
right.
assume I'm on my last week.
All right, so we had some bad news yesterday for Bucks fans. I'm going to start unconventionally with the Bucks. Damian Lillard, it looks like he tore his Achilles yesterday, and they're down 3-1. And I was telling young DeAndre here during the break of one of our, during the show, Damian Lillard should probably retire. He's 35 years old. He's already had 2 injuries with his Achilles. I think he should just hang it up. And DeAndre, what was your response to that?
I said Kobe played. After he tore his Achilles the following season, he played.
So I'm going to pose a question to you guys. What's the future of Damian Lillard? Do you think he should retire? What's going on?
Well, first of all, I'm looking up right now Damian Lillard's contract situation, because that's going to play a role in whether or not he retires, how much money he would be theoretically leaving on the table. Scrolling down, how much longer. He is under contract through 2027, a player option last year, with about $110 or $112 million there. Let me tell you something. My man's not retiring.
I was going to say, there's your answer.
35, though.
So what?
35, and who's going to, I don't know, man.
Who's going to what? Pay him?
It's guaranteed money, dude, right?
It's guaranteed. What do you mean who's going to pay him? The Bucks. They are legally obligated.
Didn't Kevin Durant tear his Achilles?
Yeah.
Came
very
back and
true.
played?
I will say this. Achilles tears are not the death sentence for a career the way, frankly, it was for Kobe. Kobe was never the same player again. 60-point finale notwithstanding.
Right.
Like, Kobe was never the same guy again. Advances in Achilles tears have at least gotten a lot better over the years. Dame has never been an above-the-rim type of player.
Right.
But he's a guy that is predicated on speed, too. He's going to lose a lot of it, too.
Yeah, I would think so. I've torn both of my Achilles, just so you know.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
So, and hey,
how?
Playing basketball.
Oh, my God.
And I tore the one, and then I rehabbed it, got it surgically repaired, obviously, and then literally, I don't know, a month after I was back on the court, I tore the second one.
Well, let me ask you this, Brett. You've torn both your Achilles.
Yep.
And your choice is retire or collect $112 million to stay on an NBA roster. What are you doing?
You know the answer, Andy. I'm taking that money, baby.
Absolutely.
Right, come on, Hal.
Dame got hurt on company time. He's going to collect on company time.
That's right. That's the Shaqism there.
All right, and also over the weekend, the Thunder handled their business against the Grizzlies. They swept, and the question I'm going to ask you guys, are they really for real after seeing this sweep? Andy.
Look, I have always thought that they're for real. I've always thought they're a really good team. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be MVP this year. He's having an incredible season. They are a really well-constructed team. They're mature for their age. I think last season was their playoff learning season. You can't win almost 70 games in this Western Conference, to me, without being real.
I agree. Yeah, they're definitely for real. All I need to make sure is whatever team can take out the Celtics. That's all I care about.
Do you think they're the realest team to take out the Celtics among Western Conference teams?
In the West, I would probably say yes. I'm hoping the Cavs get them before they get to the finals. So we'll see.
And then you can just enjoy the finals for whatever they are.
Exactly.
Hopefully still with the Lakers.
Yes.
What do you think, DeAndre?
Yeah, Thunder, they're a legit team, man. They could play numerous ways, especially they have the size. They have the guys who can stretch the floor out. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could play any way he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a really well-rounded team.
They're deep, too.
They're really deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they play. You want to talk about a team that plays 8 guys? They're actually a team that plays 8
the
guys.
other Jalen Williams never plays, but when he does play, he gets triple doubles. Like, he doesn't even play.
All right, we're going to go to the East, to the other number 1 seed in the East who handled business today. The Cavs swept the Heat, and they beat them 138-83 today. And I was telling young DeAndre during the break, I never seen a team quit so much like the Heat. They were down by 50, 60 points in this game. And I guess the question here I'm going to ask you guys, just like OKC, the Cavs, for real, what do you think?
They're really good, man. They're a really good team. I think one of the big keys is Evan Mobley. his development this season, man.
Defensive Player of the Year?
Beyond just the defense. I mean, I think he was a deserving Defensive Player of the Year. He's turned into a better offensive player.
Yep.
He's a really good passer. I think if I had to guess, he's going to be second team All-NBA. USC product.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely for real, in my opinion. Yeah, no question.
All right, one more to go. I know this is Lakers talk, but we have someone, across the way, the Clippers. They're involved with their...
Further across the way now.
They're involved with their series with the Nuggets, which, if you saw over the weekend, Aaron Gordon had that crazy, crazy buzzer beater dunk, and it was the first time, I believe, in playoff history that a buzzer beater dunk happened in a game. So, who do you guys have? It's tied 2-2. What do you think is going to happen the rest of the series? Andy.
I think assuming Kawhi Leonard stays healthy for the rest of the series, the Clippers are going to win it. They've been the better team. Like, they would be up 3-1 were it not for an unprecedented style of basket with that Aaron Gordon dunk. They
came back from 20 points in that quarter, too.
They're deeper than Denver. They're really good. It's hard for Laker fans, I know, to wrap their heads around, but they're really good.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, and this has obviously been the best series of all the playoffs in my opinion. It's been back and forth. Every game's been tight. The Clippers, I can't believe how Kawhi just where does this guy come from? He goes away and all of a sudden he comes out and just plays like a maniac.
Oh, little brouhaha going on between Houston and the Golden State Warriors, 36 apiece.
See Curry and Dylan Brooks going at it.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dylan Brooks
Dylan going at it.
He threw a little shoulder.
Heard from Beto Duran during the show, Brett.
Okay.
Said, Brett's crushing it. Ask Brett if he wants to do Lakers post on Wednesday. He can deal with Ken in Newport.
Yeah. No, you don't want to deal with Ken from Newport, brother. You don't want to deal with Ken from Newport, man. You're not ready for that.
It's an open invitation from Beto Duran, but he said that Bretto is crushing it.
All right. Thank you. I'll take it up.
All right. This has been really fun, man. Thank you
for me too.
very, very much for being here, man. I hope this has been what you were looking for in the show and in the experience.
It's been fantastic. You guys have been so gracious. Like I said before, you guys have been awesome. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Well, the Lakers are, make no mistake, up against it.
Yep.
They got to treat this. I know it's a cliche, but you really, truly have to treat it as one game at a time, because if you think about it as 3 straight, it's going to be overwhelming. If anybody has ever done it, LeBron has quite literally, he's got this experience in his back pocket, on his resume. I don't think Luka's going to be scared of the moment. Luka said afterwards that he thinks this challenge is fun. I guess it's the only way that you can possibly think about it. Brett, vibes real quick?
Yeah, I think, like you said, one game at a time. It's an uphill battle, no doubt. But, if they can get one, they can see where it goes from there.
You get one at home.
Yep.
Then you finally steal that one in Minnesota.
Yep.
Then you get one more, Game 7, in your building. All of a sudden, that pressure starts shifting to the Timberwolves.
No doubt.
They start maybe experiencing a little bit of lemon booty. You never know, but this is the best that you can hope for if you are a Lakers fan. Again, Brett Baird, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your generous donation. This has been a lot of fun. Beto is waiting for you to call in and replace him on Wednesday. Thank you to DeAndre. Thank you to Funchy. Thank you to everybody for listening. Obviously, it is all about Game 5. The Lakers at home. They just have to find a way to extend this series. Hero night from Luka, LeBron, Austin, somebody. Lakers Talk, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cat.